I recently had a call with a landscaper starting out in his business career, and it got me thinking. If I had to start my $800,000 a year landscaping company all over again, what would I do different? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brandon Muse. I grew my company Simply Lawn Care Services from $0 to $800,000 in 5 years, having never worked in the landscaping field before. Who am I making this video for? If you're trying to grow your landscaping business or you're thinking about starting a landscaping business and it has you feeling like this video is for you. Let's begin. 5 steps to year 1 success. Step 1, make money. I would do whatever work is requested. Mow the lawn, pull the weeds, spread the mulch. My only objective would be to fill the schedule. When starting out, you need to make as much money as possible and pay yourself nothing. I did not take a paycheck the first 8 months I started my company. Growth sucks cash. Therefore, you need to stack the bank account until you look like this guy. Step 2, Facebook and Google My Business. When growing a business, these 2 things are your best friend. For Facebook, you should join every town of community group near you. You'll see posts like this all the time. You should be commenting and direct messaging these people every time you see it. And while you're on Facebook, you can even reach out to friends and family and see if they're in need or know anyone in need of landscaping services as well. And then Google My Business, you won't get much business from this year 1, but you want to focus on it now because in year 2 and 3, this can absolutely explode your business if you focus on this one thing, reviews. When you look up lawn mowing near me in Peabody, Massachusetts, who do you think is going to come up? If you guess Simply Lawn Care, you'd be correct. And looking at this list, who do you think the customer is going to call when they search lawn mowing near me and see this list? You know the best part? Guess how much money this costs us? $0. While my competition is busy paying hundreds of dollars every month on Google Ads, I'm getting tens of hundreds of calls every single month for free because we're the highest reviewed company in the area and Google wants to recommend us. So I would do my future self a favor year 1 and get as many reviews as possible for my Google My Business. This would be me at every single job year 1. Begging the customer, give me a review. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, thank you so much for letting me do this job for you. Please, 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 it would mean the world to me if you could help me grow my business and leave a Google My Business review. It would mean so much. I'll send you the link right now and I'll even help you fill it out. You should be doing that every single job year 1, and I wish I had done that year 1. Step 3, track your times. This is another one where it won't be a huge help year 1, but will massively set you up for success year 2. Every single job you do, whether it's mowing, spreading mulch, trimming hedges, track your times on the job. You don't need anything fancy. You can just use the stopwatch app on your phone and then just write it down in your notes app how long the job took you. Again, you're not going to use it now. You want to save this for later. We'll come back to why we do this later and when we're saving it for. Step 4, become a student. This is the only time in your business career where you will have nothing to do all day but learn. You should be listening to hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, I mean hundreds of audiobooks, YouTube videos, podcasts on leadership, business, management, any subject that is going to help you learn more about growing a business, you should be listening to. You need your brain to go from this before year 1 to this after year 1. So get off the Joe Rogan podcast, stop listening to music and Spotify, and start learning. Step 5, relationships and emotions. You didn't expect me to talk about this in a presentation about growing a business, did you? But this is a very important topic. Because what's the point of growing your business if you just end up like Scrooge here? The reason you might end up like Scrooge is because you're voluntarily entering a career that makes you 35% more likely to break up with your significant other. If you want your relationship with them to survive, you need to 1, communicate, and 2, schedule. Sounds easy, but most people skip over this. If you're lucky and you have a partner that supports you in your business goals, that's great. You need to sit down with your partner and say, honey, I love you and I want to grow this business so you and I can have an amazing life. But this is going to take immense amounts of time and money. Therefore, for the next 4 to 5 years, I'm not going to be able to hang out all the time and I'm not going to be able to spend money and take you on nice dates. But this is only because my goal is to build a lifestyle for both of us where in the future, time and money are never an issue for us. And because you're important to me, and I don't want you to feel like I'm forgetting about you over the next 4 to 5 years, I want to sit down and block off set days and times every week that are reserved just for you, where I'll do everything in my power to shut my brain off and give you my undivided attention. I did this with my girlfriend when I started my company, and we are still together 5 years later. There is no chance we would have survived that long if we had not done this, and we still do this every single year. What if you have the flip side and you have friends and family that don't support you? Let me tell you a little bit about my family when I started my company. My father is a tradesman, a real man's man. He can fix anything with his hands. He built almost the entire interior and exterior of the second floor of our house all by himself. My brother barely passed high school, and he also became a tradesman. My family are some of the smartest people when it comes to being mechanically minded and working with their hands. But that skill set clearly went right over my head because I was so bad at working with my hands. My dad couldn't even yell at me because he didn't even trust me to hold the flashlight. I loved reading books growing up. I always got A's and B's, and I even took enough APs in high school where I got to skip a whole semester of college and would have finished in 3.5 years. Therefore, you might be thinking to yourself, Brandon, you must have gotten your college degree and made your parents super proud. Nope. I dropped out of college before finishing my sophomore year to start a landscaping company, a field I had zero experience in at the time. How do you think that went over with my blue-collar tradesman father who believed I was supposed to be the first person in our family to get a college degree? This picture's pretty accurate. I've never seen my father so disappointed of me in my entire life. That was a big strain in our relationship. We still had a relationship, but we didn't talk much for the first 4 years of me growing my business, and that was tough. I wanted nothing more than to prove him wrong for doubting me, but also make him proud at the same time. I think that's the dichotomy that most young men in their 20s face when they're chasing a dream their father doesn't agree with. And for those of you in a similar situation, I want you to know it's okay if your father be disappointed in you. It's completely normal. He loves you and he wants to protect you. That's why he wants you to take the safe path. And I think that really ties into a concept that most people are familiar with, which is the hero's journey. As a young man or woman passing the age of 18, you are leaving the protection of your family and home to go out into the world and pursue your own journey. And what that journey is, you must choose. It's very exciting and scary, but you must face challenges and temptations in order to be transformed into a better version of yourself. And to add to all that adversity, you're going to have to face the fact that not everyone is going to agree with the journey you pick because they might not understand it. But that's part of the journey. Realizing that this road is yours to walk alone, and as long as you keep walking, you will come out better on the other side. And that's the 5 steps. Now, you might be asking yourself, but Brandon, when do I start working on my business and not in my business? Great question. Well, the answer to that is winter. The great thing about a seasonal business is you have this 2 to 3 month period every year where there's extremely sporadic work. Therefore, you have the opportunity to break down what went well and what went wrong over the past year and prepare for the next one. Step 1 through 5 is all about doing the hard work that needs to be done beforehand, so that in the winter, you have the money, the reviews, the numbers, the knowledge, and the personal balance to start working on your business over the winter. Some of the things you can start working on are, you could get set up on a CRM. You could purchase a new truck and equipment. You could use the time tracking data you saved to create better pricing. You could buy uniforms, paint and letter your trucks. You can create systems for next year and more. In summary, landscaping is about timing. In year 1, you should not be trying to work on your business. When you're anywhere in between April and November, you need to be making money and working in your business. Customers are calling and leads only get more expensive as demand drops. Fill the schedule and do as much work as possible while demand is high. Also, should not be trying to run ads and do landscaping work in the dead of winter. You should be working on your business in the winter, improving the systems and getting ready for next year's spring rush. Leads will never be cheaper than in April through June. So prepare your business over the winter to take on as many new customers as possible. And remember, growing big things takes time. You aren't going to have $1 million business after year 1. You're going to have to go through multiple cycles of this in order to get there. And if you want help growing your business or creating systems, subscribe to the channel, join the Facebook group with the link in the description, and you can stay in touch with us and chat with other landscapers who also are trying to learn from each other. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.